October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that every 19 seconds, someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, and every 74 seconds, someone in the world dies from it? These are not just statistics, but mothers, daughters, sisters, friends. The good news is that about 98% of women who detect and treat breast cancer early experience positive results, having at least a 5-year relative survival rate, and most of them living with no evidence of the cancer after treatment. So don't let a loved one become another statistic. Be proactive, especially during this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. First, get better informed about this disease by visiting websites such as the National Breast Cancer Organization or the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And then help spread the word by making sure your daughter knows about self-to-breast exams, encouraging your friends to get a yearly mammogram, urging your loved ones to go for their regular checkup once a year, and last but not least, making time for yourself to schedule an appointment with your doctor. These are all simple ways you can help your family, friends, and yourself to detect breast cancer before it progresses.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to KASS TV. This is the County Focus. My name is Chemtai Kiri. From the clips you've been seeing before, tonight here on the program, we're going to talk about cancer awareness. Tomorrow being the last day of this month, I don't know why we're calling it the end, because cancer awareness needs to be a topic of discussion all throughout. But of course, this month has been dedicated to educate all the people about the menace of cancer. I'm not speaking in terms of knowing cancer, but what you need to do to ensure that you can prevent cancer, and if not possible, how you can treat it and ensuring that it's affordable for you. Tonight here on the program, I'm privileged to be hosting two gentlemen to discuss this matter. On my immediate left is none other than Gaina Nore, who is a scientist and of course someone who's going to talk to us about an important liquid biopsy. Thank you so much, Gaina, for talking to us.
Welcome, thank you.
And on my extreme end is none other than biomedical engineer Andrew Kilui as well, here tonight to talk to us about the main issue actually that always affects us more actually when you are diagnosed by cancer or someone you know is affected by cancer. Is the issue of pricing, of course, and all the questions that comes with it, like what do I need to do, how cost effective is this, how the procedure that I need to go through to ensure that I know whether the medicines are working, right? Yes. So when I heard about liquid biopsy, which I'm actually as green as most of the people who are watching there at home, I would like to know more about this matter. I think I'll start with you, Gaina, because you're near me, and then we'll go that way. Can you tell us a little bit about liquid biopsy?
So liquid biopsy is a technique that helps in several ways to manage cancer. So liquid biopsy liquid biopsy started in the United States commercially in 2008 January. Okay. It involves giving genetic information to a patient or a doctor that can help them choose the right therapy that they need to do, to help them know if they have cancer or not, to help them understand if the therapy they have chosen is working or not. Okay. So liquid biopsy just helps the client and the doctor to save time, the patient to save money, and overall to have a emotionally comfortable patient journey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gaina, that's so that's so medical term. I don't know if you can explain it in a layman's language, because you mentioned something to do with therapy. Is there a way we can learn it in a layman's term?
Thank you very much, Chemtai. Liquid biopsy, from the term liquid, you can understand it's liquid things. And from liquid biopsy, it's about genetic analysis. Yes. So from the genetic analysis, it's where we are able to identify the alterations of the genes. And from the genes, we're able to understand which one is cancerous or not. And from the cancerous ones, we're able to link you with the therapy that will work according to your genetic alterations, and the ones that will not work according to your genetic alterations. Okay. So basically, liquid biopsy is an analysis of your blood to find the genetic alterations in your blood, link you with the therapy that will work or not. Yes. Then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, interesting. And from the conversation I'm getting from you, it helps in early detection?
Yes, so liquid biopsy helps in early detection of all cancers,
Yes.
or most cancers. So you have to look at it in a different view. I'll give you a good example. In Kenya right now, for a man, if you want to be screened early or early detection,
Yes.
there's only prostate cancer that is only available, and that is for a person who maybe is 45 years and above. What about the rest of the cancers a man may have the rest of his life?
True.
For a woman, you only have cervical cancer and breast cancer, which you can detect early.
Yes.
What about the 100 types of cancers that a woman may have in a lifetime? So here we are faced with two groups of people, the men and the women,
Yes.
having a total of 3 cancers that they can screen early.
Yes.
What about this esophageal cancer, the colon cancer? We're supposed to get it at stage 0 or stage 1, where it is cheaper or easier to manage.
Yes.
So now we are lucky now in Kenya. We can now have a test or a liquid biopsy.
Yes.
That you can do, and you're able to easily and screen all cancers at one go, at a very effective rate.
Yes.
So you can imagine a person not having when they get as like, for example, I'll give an example, lung cancer.
Yes.
When you get it maybe at stage 4, when just coughing blood. There's no other way of early detecting it. So we need a technology that can help our people.
Yes.
To detect cancer early, involving all cancers within one test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. And let me ask you, Andrew, as an engineer, what is the process that someone undergoes during liquid biopsies?
First of all, it is a very simple process.
Okay.
And I'll take you back on the technologies that have been there before. We had imaging to detect whether you have cancer or not. We upgraded to FNA. Then FNA had to be combined with imaging so that it could have maybe brought or bring good results. Then we have upgraded to liquid biopsy, where you use your blood to test whether you have cancer or not.
Yes.
The procedure is very simple. It's a draw of blood. After a draw of blood, they will be able to extract your DNA. Yes. From your body. And as you understand, cancer is a genetic disease. So after extraction of the DNA, we are able to identify if there is any mutations or not. And if there are any mutations means there is cancer. So from the mutations, we are able now, through our systems, to compare the different data across the world through artificial intelligence and supercomputing. So we are able to say that your alteration occurred in South Africa, America, where, Korea, where.
Yes.
And we collect thousands of them that are similar to yours. Then we say, this is the therapy that was used to manage this condition elsewhere. Now, when we give you this therapy, it will work. That's when now we come to targeted therapy for the targeted genes. So there's no guess up or guesswork in anything about cancer nowadays. So the system is very accurate. Whether you have cancer or not, it will tell you. Yeah. And after it will tell you whether you have cancer or not, what is the therapy that will work. If you don't have a therapy, it will tell you you don't have a therapy. If you have a therapy, it will tell you that this is the therapy that will work. And the good thing with the system is it will be able to tell you which therapy is working on you at a certain condition. Maybe we put you on a therapy for 1 month. We will be able to tell you the therapy is working. Yes. Through the system. If it is not working, it will redesign another therapy for you so that you be comfortable, because cancer treatment is very expensive. And you don't need to put somebody in a medication for 1 year so that you can suggest whether it is working or not. And with the current regime, we didn't have a technology that we could tell you maybe the drugs that you are in, the drugs are therapy. You have said therapy is a different term, but drugs are therapy. Yes. With the current regime, we didn't have a technology that will tell you this therapy is working. Yeah. And we had people being subjected to certain drugs for quite a longer period of time, like 6 months. Then you come to find that it was not working. That's where people now lose focus, lose money, because you have spent a lot of money from the first place treating this disease, then know, oh, it was not working in the first place. So if it is not working, then you need to change the drug. And changing the drug is another expense. So we need to have a system that is more accurate, that will tell you this one is working or this one is not working, so that you can save money, emotions, because people with cancer, they are being isolated by the families because they use a lot of money, they sell a lot of land and property just to treat the disease, because when you get cancer nowadays in Kenya, that's a death sentence that people think, and you don't need to die of cancer right now. And that's why we are here, tell people that with this technology, life is going to be a game changer, or cancer is going to change.
And gentlemen, the main thing actually brought about is pricing as well, and the issue of early detection, which of course I'm sure someone has seen a patient suffering from cancer or themselves, unfortunately. And the thing is, early detection is always key. Unfortunately, most of, for some time now, a lot of people have been having this issue whereby they go to the hospital, they're being diagnosed for other diseases, but at the time they come and realize, oh, gee, you have cancer, it's probably too late, probably stage 4, yeah. So with the coming of this technology, actually, I'm thinking this is the way to go. I don't know, how is the adoption of this technology in the country?
So for the general population, the far much you have gone, they're accepting it in a very nice way, because they see it as a solution. Okay. Yeah, so they see it as a way that only blood you can use to just test for me cancer, if it's there or not. Yes. To give me, if I have cancer, is there a therapy or not? Yes. They're taking it in a very positive way. But on the other hand, we have to look at it that cancer is a problem where it has, let me say, gotten in a situation where it's a bit cloudy. Okay. Meaning that a lot of misinformation is there. We are finding it very hard to convince the professionals about this issue. Mm-hmm. When you talk about cancer, we say it's a genetic disease. But now we're finding it on the medical setting, there is no genetics playing out when treating cancer. Okay. When you go to Kenyatta Hospital, there's no genetics playing in treating cancer. So you find that people have a cancer, they don't know how genetically it's made of. The doctors don't know the genetics of the cancer. Okay. So it's to the professionals, it's very hard to get by right now, because this whole setting of hospitals, cancer management, there is no genetics of cancer that is there. So now we're having a situation where someone has breast cancer, being given drugs which may cost 1 million shillings in a year. At the end of the day, you have spent 5 million on a drug. The drug has not been genetically matched to you. So it means that the drugs don't work on people. For example, you have 100 people and they're given a drug that costs 1 million. Only 10% of the population are going to benefit from it. Yeah? So you find that a lot of people are being given drugs without knowing the genetics of the cancer. It's a very big problem.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So much more to discuss, but right now we need to take a short commercial break. I'm told we need to pay for the airtime, but it's an interesting discussion we're having here. Don't go so far. This is the County Focus. My name is Chemtai Kirui, and tonight I'm privileged to be sitting down with gentlemen who are discussing matters to do with cancer awareness, of course, and what you need to do with this, what you need to know about this new technology. We'll be back in a short while. Don't go so far.